But Michal, I would love for you to also share this morning about your experiences in Slovakia and the work that you've done to really bring, the wide scale application of your incredible wisdom to communities. So thanks, Michal. Go right ahead.
Mhm. Hello, everybody. Hello for Jamaica, for Brock, Alpha, John, Ras, and all of you. I'm happy to be here and to speak some experience from Slovakia. But first, I need to say to an reaction to Brock. You say that water is life, and integrity is water too, which means it's both sides, yeah. And it's we know that we learn in school that it's water has three dimension, three sides: water, ice, and air. But we need to make like four sides, and next side is life, which means every life, our body, trees, is vegetation, animals. It's another side of water, and it is circulation and cycle, whole life in connection with water. And it's sorry, in history and in my history is about this. I'm mostly technocrat guy. I'm engineer, but I still trying to deeply understand about this. What is life? What is water? And I trying to looking to drop of water, and some Indian power that drop of water is nothing, but it is key for knowledges of whole planet Earth. And it's I'm just now old man, but in my 40 years in my professional road, I trying to deeply understand how is working water, and together with sun and together with whole life. And I bring very short presentation for understanding about our reality, and especially on the case of US and California, and what this mean, how I am feeling, how I am looking about this trouble with water crisis, which are growing everywhere around the globe. I can share a couple pictures. Okay. And it's look, this is a map of US, and look on the east side, it is more green, and with quite relatively good stabilization of water. But if you travel to west side of US, you can see how many places are very yellow and red. It is about this problem with scarcity of water. And it's in California, it's some quite high diversity about this, from quite good condition of water, north part of California, close to Oregon, and south part is completely dry. And problem, it is how we are understanding this problem, and how we are looking what is reason about this reality, if in history was the same situation, for example, 200 years or 300 years ago or 100 years ago. And my ambition from this presentation is to explain you about this, why it is problem with huge, massive growing of scarcity of water, especially in California, and what this mean for perspective, for sustainability, or destroying of economical system in the west side of US. And look about with this graph, about with this reality. And from north part of California, it is quite better situation is green line, which means precipitation and change in precipitation from north to south part of California, and it's brown. It is completely down of California, which is especially in summertime, and from December and to March, it is growing of risk of scarcity of water, which means it's history. Last couple decades, this is decreasing and decreasing precipitation in south part, in especially in summertime. And it is question is why, and it's another question is about why is growing of precipitation on the especially in uh, uh, south part and special with uh, uh, precipitation which is on the winter time, which is from quite rain season. And my explanation about this reality, which is for perspective, is about implementation of all water paradigm, which means it is rainwater is lost from small water cycles. And if you are looking in history about this industrialization of California, it's a lot of wetlands was completely changed, as was built big agriculture farm, which are completely dependent just now on the water on the mountains region. And for perspective, it is a really, really very dangerous situation. What does this mean? It is prolonged of a period without rain, and special from March to November. It is March, April, May, June, July, September, October, November, and with decreasing of precipitation and prolong of period without rain, and especially in winter time. From November is this growing of precipitation, which means for perspective will be a huge, massive trouble with new reality about catastrophic and flooding for perspective of California. And what is necessary to say, it is not a natural process. It is an anthropogenic impact from humanity, from change of balance of water in small water cycle. If you are looking on the whole territory of US, look at the case on August 28, 2012 about this huge, massive scarcity of water in central part of US, which are growing of huge, big heat island, which create conditions for massive concentration of clouds on the east coastal zones, especially in New Mexico. And you know about the superstorm Sandy, which was massive follow down of rain, like a couple weeks in east part of Australia, about 700 millimeters, very short time. And why? And problem is about this with growing of huge massive heat island in central create boundary to destroying of biopumping uh, 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 a system which very good explained Anastasia Makarieva and Gorshkov from Petersburg Institute from Russia. And it's for perspective, it is will be completely destroying of by pumping natural and growing new reality in east part of US and west part of US, because we know on the cases in Europe and Madagascar, how is dramatically change of temperature regime of landscape with decreasing of the winter time and change of flowing of air in atmosphere from Pacific zone to inside to California and from Atlantic Ocean to with creation of hurricanes, tornado, especially hurricanes and massive superstorm like Sandy. And this is about the reality, and we need to know why is very strong boundary between completely sky, no clouds, and massive concentration of sky. And problem is about this really production on sensible heat. Maybe you know about this one very interesting guy from Australia, which are living between First and Second World War, and he makes some research about ratio between latent heat and sensible heat, and Bowen ratio, which means it is with growing of differences between latent heat and sensible heat, because if we are dry of landscape, we are increasing of production of sensible heat, and the result is this massive influence on the behavior of clouds on the sky. And it is not only about the deforestation, and this is a link about this deforestation, but it's about whole system, how is and globally it is manage of rainwater on the system, because we are still thinking that rainwater is a waste we need to quickly remove. And the result is it is like this hurricane and special hurricanes which are flowing from African continents, burning and flowing circulation on the attaching of North America, and after that completely oriented to northeast part, because in central part of US it's completely dry and heat and with stopping of flowing of humid clouds to inside of the continent, because with this biotic pumping, it is destroyed in history of North America. And problem is about distribution.
I
Yes.
just wanted to check in really quick. We didn't know, I got asked if you were changing slides. We've been on the same slides. So I just wanted to, I didn't want to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but I did want to check in if you meant to be
Yeah.
showing slides or if we're staying on the one of the US as you complete.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
only short information. This is very short, small island in Mediterranean Sea. And look how is flowing cloud around island, because its island is completely heat. And it is
We
problem
can't see
about
the
it.
slide.
Sorry?
We're still not seeing the first slide. We're not seeing the slides you're talking about.
Oh, no?
No.
No. I wanted to check and
I
see if
don't
you had a couple.
understand.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to click through a few of them? I think people are tracking the wonderful information you're sharing. I wondered if you just want to click through the slides and see if we can see a few more of them before you wrap.
And just now?
We see your first slide of the United States, but it wasn't moving if you had
It's
other
completely
slides that you wanted to
crazy. It's
share.
the same, last week, which I have presentation on the Bio for Climate, and I had the same problem about this frozen of my presentation.
Luckily, you have rich content. There we go. That's what you were pointing to. And maybe you can share. Thank you, Philip. And maybe we can share
you can
also
see just
material. Now we can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Michal.
about.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, problem. No, okay. This is problem about this explanation of physical approach about what is flowing of energy due to sun and water, And if we have good condition of ecosystem with water, and after that it is loss of solar radiation which are flowing and connect to surface of air, and after they transform to latent heat, which is red, or no, sorry, latent heat is blue, and sensible heat is red. And if we have scarcity of the system, and after that with this solar energy which are flowing to connect to planet Earth is transformed to sensible heat, and it's huge, and small is this latent heat. And we need to support of vapor water to atmosphere, because it's we need to make cool effect and to change of distribution and burning of clouds on the atmosphere, which will be more diverse. The same like Brock say about this water management, diverse water management system. We need to make on the sky of diverse system of clouds. And this is main message from my understanding about this water cycle, and it is possible to solve, but we need to understand how is this flowing of solar energy due to water on the surface of the planet Earth. And problem is that we are forgot for that, and we are lost and support rainwater to go away from the landscape, because you not need to me just now, and maybe for tomorrow I need, but just now no. And we are support quickly remove rainwater from the ecosystem, and after that it is changed from good condition of energy cycle by interaction with water to bad condition, with increasing production of sensible heat to atmosphere. And it's because it's 1 cubic meter, which are vapor to atmosphere, consumed 700 kilowatt hours of solar energy. And with latent heat, it is transported by vapor to atmosphere, and after condensation of in cold zones, starting to raining, and with energy due to law of saving energy, spread to colder zones of atmosphere. It is great system for to stabilization whole ideas. It is all,
And
but
Michal,
yeah.
along with this, I'm curious too, before we go on to Ananda, I'm wondering, with the work that you've done in Slovakia as well, bringing this incredible expertise and insight and these interventions and approaches, how have you seen successful strategies for getting more participation and sort of involvement? I know that you've done so much work building community in Slovakia and then around the world. You've been a consultant to support other areas looking to try to figure out how to apply these interventions. What are some of the successes you've seen, or the strategies for how to build partnerships to apply some of the interventions that you've been describing in your work today?
When we started 27 years ago on the with community participation to bring solution for to alternative solution against building a water dam, and we are starting to, hey guys, so let's go to work with us some ecosystem solutions which can to produce the same balance of water like water reservoir. After 25 years, I know that it was some best decision making of me, and we are still working with communities. And for example, today I had meeting on the World Water Day with water board in one watershed in my region. And every day we just now have meetings, workshops, and we are preparing strategy how to be, how to involve stakeholders to participate, to deeply understand and explain farmers, foresters, citizens, local governments, mayors, membership of local governments and so on. And it is necessary to communicate with people. And for example, yesterday I was on the Ministry of Agriculture, and we had another good meeting and decision making of minister board to implement, to establish water and carbon bank. What does it mean? And water and carbon banks means everybody from which are harvest rainwater to ecosystem, support photosynthesis, and increase harvest of sequestrate of CO2 to biomass and soil. And just now, it is, I think maybe 2-3 months will be prepare new law in Slovakia, which will be we will be discussed about how to be success, bring real concrete solutions for fertilizing of soil, together with rainwater harvesting to prevention of flood, drought, biodiversity support, prevention to heavy rain, to decreasing, and because support of water in small water cycle, it is support of soft rain, not heavy rain. And with local communities and local jobs, and I hope this year will be good results, because we have in Slovakia quite big influence on the decision-making process, because we know that it's couple years ago was government program implementation with a lot of people, thousands of people worked on the water retention measures, and just now as a second etap, and I think will be bring a real solution how to change water policy with needs to ecosystem restoration for on the principle of rainwater harvesting on the damaged landscape.
Yeah, thank you, Michal. It feels like the necessity drives, in a way, it's certainly compelling, where people haven't necessarily been willing to be creative or look at whole system solutions or partner across some of those divides, or even sectorally not seeing the intersectionality. I think that now, as the conditions continue to impact so many communities in so many countries, there's more opening, that's the hope, right, for being cooperative and looking for creative methodologies, and not sort of just staying in the standard practices, but realizing that those aren't working. So thank you so much for sharing your insight. And if you wanted, I know
Maybe,
you
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So like a short comment, because we are just now in prepare with methodology system, how to quantify of what is mean about this 1 cubic meter or 1,000 liter of water which we keep on the landscape. What is mean for biomass, for carbon sequestration, what is mean for security, for water sources, for thermoregulation, and carbon sequestration, and how much cost it. I am curious whether it is a real, many times cheaper solution for recovery of the climate, not only the carbonization of industry, but with healing of landscape, healing of biodiversity, fertilizing of soil, and so on. It is perspective and challenge to be more success, because if you are looking on last couple decades, we are destroyed of about 20 million square kilometer in globally, and it is big challenge to be successful to restore. And problem it is to deeply understand and how to use of very effective simple solution, especially on the community level, because we know in concrete examples around the globe how it was not accept with community participation and what was happened, like in Afghanistan and in Russian just now, and it is a problem everywhere if its community participation is not working. And water and drop of water is like one man from community, from society, and we need to create condition for active participation of all of us, because perspective, it is in our hand.